Hi, I'm Connor Patel. I'm going to be explaining my final project's code breakdown. Um, so first we have the variable definitions. This laser array is where I'll store all the lasers as people press the spacebar, all the values for the laser objects, I should say. This just keeps track of the current scene. So right now it's 1, which is our splash screen, 2 would be our game, and so on. This keeps track of the player's score as they shoot the attacking emojis. This keeps track of their lives and ends the game when the lives is 0. This is for the timer. Um, this assigns which pattern the Bitmojis are coming in as. This is the number of rounds in the game because there's 8 Bitmojis per round. So once you get 8, that's a round. So that's why it's score divided by 8. Bitmoji array. This is the attacking Bitmoji array where we store all the attacking Bitmojis. This is the con button class that we use to make buttons such as these ones. Here is my Bitmoji functions that we've made a long time ago. Here's Anthony's Bitmoji functions, just drawing functions, ellipses, fills, fill functions such as that. And this is my object class, so the construction function is just x and y, and then the draw is just my Bitmoji's draw function, and it's got a constraint to because my Bitmoji is the one right here, so it constrains it between the two sides of the screen so it doesn't go off. And then this prototype moves it to the left, x minus 2, and this one does it to the right, x plus 2. And then this is just where I define that Bitmoji we saw here. This is the instance of it. Here we have the laser object class. So as you can see here, my Bitmoji can shoot lasers, and this is the object class for it. So this is just the constructor with the x and y. This is the draw, so just the rectangle and the color. And this is the check for it. So this for loop while I is less than laser's length, and then a nested for loop while j is less than Bitmoji array length. It's going to check if the laser it's going to check if the laser y is less than 5. Then it's going to make the laser's x negative 400, so it goes off the screen. That's because when they hit the top, we don't want them to keep going up. And then also it's right here is the check to see if they hit the attacking Bitmojis, and if they do, we splice out that Bitmoji that it hits, and we add 1 to the score. And that is the laser prototype check. And then we have Anthony's attacking Bitmoji class. We have the x and y, and then we have the prototype for drawing, just the draw function. And then these are all the instances of our buttons that we've defined. We have 2 of them here, 1 of them here, and the other one's on the end screen of the entire game. This is our end screen. It just says game over, here's your score, and it draws that button to restart the program. And then this is our splash screen, as you can see right here, with the buttons, both of our Bitmojis drawn, the title, all that. And then this is the info screen, as you can see here, which draws all the instructions, the title, the score in that rectangle, and this button. And then right here we have the pattern chooser. So what this does, it basically says if we showed you that assign global variable earlier, it says if assign is 1 and the Bitmoji array length is best than 1. So basically it's saying if Bitmoji array length is 0, which means there's no Bitmojis left on the screen anymore, then it should be choosing a new pattern, which is why we have that parameter or such in the if statement, because we don't want it to send new Bitmojis if there's still some on the screen. And then if it's assigned 1, this is the I believe this is the one to make them straight across the screen. This is the one to make them diagonal across the screen, and then assign 3 is where they are in like a pyramid type of shape, and it alternates as it says here. And then see here, it makes assign equal 1, so it just goes through them. It starts at 1, goes to 2, and then goes to 3, and then it goes back to 1. and it just pushes 8 new Bitmojis in a certain pattern each time. And so that is the draw more function. Here's our mouse click function. It just holds all the buttons for each scene. And then we have the draw function. If current scene is 1, that's going to be the splash screen. 3, I believe, is the info screen, and then 4 is the end screen. And then in here, we just have the background for scene 2. This is the scene. We have the background, which is just the blue. We have this rectangle, and then we have the score display, the timer display, and the lives display, as you can see. Here's our end screen, by the way. And then we have this. If Bitmoji array length is 0, it calls that function I showed you before, so that it can draw more, obviously, in a certain shape. We have the for loop that creates the images. It basically says it will create as many hearts as there are number of lives. So if you lose a life, a heart goes away. This draws my Bitmoji at the bottom of the screen. And this one says if the left arrow is pressed, it calls the left prototype and it moves my Bitmoji to the left, and same with the right arrow right here. We have the key released function. And then if key code is 32, which is the spacebar, we have a laser get pushed, which means it shoots a laser out. We decided to go with key released instead of just having the if thing, because we didn't want people to be able to hold down the spacebar and constantly be shooting, because that would be too easy to play the game. And then right here we have a for loop for the Bitmoji array length, and it draws the number of Bitmojis in the array. And then right here we have the if statements and else if statements for score. And it basically says if score is a certain amount, it will make the speed a certain amount. So we have to go from 0.5 to 0.75 to 1. And then we have if Bitmoji array. Basically, this is the if statement saying if a Bitmoji crosses that black line, that black rectangle we have right here, the player will lose a life, and that Bitmoji will be spliced out because we don't want it to keep going. And then finally, we have the for loop with the lasers.length, and this is just saying to draw for each object in the array. It's saying to constantly make them minus 5 wide, so they keep going up, and it's saying to constantly be checking if they are hitting. As we saw earlier, the laser check is if they hit the Bitmoji or if they reach the top of the screen, they should disappear. And then finally, we have if lives is less than or equal to 0, the end screen shows because the game is over.